Okay, so in an age that's just saturated with, flashy social media ads, all the celebrity endorsements, algorithm-driven marketing, what if I told you there's a surprisingly effective way, maybe even delight, for ambitious businesses to get significant growth?
Mm.
Imagine unlocking huge client acquisition, boosting revenue through a method that seems, well, almost forgotten today.
It really does sound counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially now.
Right.
But that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. This powerful, but often overlooked strategy of door-to-door sales.
And specifically tailored for aesthetic medicine practitioners,
Yeah.
people looking to really expand their reach.
Precisely.
And our insights today, they come from a really fascinating source, Dr. Ari Masudi. Now, he's not your typical business consultant. He's actually a molecular biologist, a former researcher in regenerative medicine,
Yeah, quite the background.
who then became a science tech business consultant. And what's really compelling, I think, is that his masterclass on this, it's rooted in his own door-to-door sales experience.
Get this, from when he was just 10 years old.
Incredible, right? So this isn't just like academic theory, it's real world, grit, tried and true stuff applied to a super cutting edge industry.
Exactly. So our mission, really, with this deep dive is to unpack why this approach, which seems maybe a bit radical, can be an absolute game changer for your aesthetic practice.
Yeah.
It's about moving beyond just, being aphaseable
Right.
to proactively engaging,
Yeah.
showing up with a real, powerful strategy.
Okay, let's get right into it then. Why on earth would something as personal, as modern, as aesthetic medicine, where trust is just absolutely paramount, why would that benefit from door-to-door sales? What's the aha moment here?
Well, it's fascinating because the core reason this method can thrive, especially in the beauty industry, it really boils down to one critical thing: immediate trust
Okay.
and genuine connection. Think about it, aesthetic treatments, whether it's Botox, fillers, advanced skin stuff, are deeply personal decisions.
Absolutely.
Clients aren't just buying a service. They're investing in their appearance, their confidence. They need to implicitly trust the person doing the procedures.
So door-to-door speeds that up.
Exactly. It accelerates that process. It lets you build that trust right away, face-to-face, that direct interaction.
That idea of making it personal right from the start, like a concierge experience almost, that sounds compelling. But isn't there a risk, like being intrusive or unwelcome when you're literally showing up? How does the source say you navigate that?
Yeah, that's a really valid concern. And that's where the strategy comes in. It's not just random knocking.
Right.
The source, Dr. Masudi, paints this picture. Picture this, he says. You knock on someone's door, introduce yourself as a beauty specialist, and explain you've been helping their neighbor, maybe maintain her youthful glow.
Ah, the neighbor connection.
Suddenly, you're not a stranger. You're the expert. Their community, or at least their neighbor, already trusts. The trick isn't intrusion. It's leveraging those existing community connections. You become part of their trusted network.
Okay, so this strategy sounds like it needs to be incredible, almost like having a blueprint before you even step out the door.
Yeah.
What does Dr. Masudi say is the very first step, laying that foundation?
Step one is absolutely critical, planning your strategy like a beauty boss. And it starts with meticulously mapping your territory. You wouldn't just, pick streets at random.
Right, makes sense. So how do you strategically where to go? What should practitioners be looking for?
It's all about targeting. The source really emphasizes selecting neighborhoods where your ideal clients actually live.
Okay.
So, for example, if you specialize in anti-aging treatments,
Yeah.
you'd focus on maybe more upscale areas, places where people value self-care, probably have the disposable income. But if you're offering, say, acne solution, then maybe young professional hubs or even areas near colleges might be your prime targets. It's smart demographic-based targeting before you leave the office.
And once you've got your territory mapped out, it's also about understanding the social dynamics there. You mentioned beauty being contagious, like a trend. How do practitioners...
Yeah, that brings us to tapping into social trends. And you're spot on. Beauty is incredibly...
Totally.
We all know that feeling a friend gets a great treatment, looks amazing, and suddenly you're thinking about it too. The source notes, once one client books, others are quick to follow. So you use this. Imagine saying something like, oh, I just finished a treatment with your neighbor, Mrs. Martin, and she absolutely loved the result.
Subtle name dropping.
Exactly. Or to create a bit of buzz and urgency, wow, this package is so popular in this area right now, there's only one slot left this week. It leverages that very human desire, to be part of what's working, what's popular in your own community.
Which leads perfectly into creating irresistible offers. Because beyond the social proof, you need something concrete, right? Something to get them to act now. What kind of offers work best here?
Urgency and exclusivity. Those are your secret weapons. You don't want people just thinking about it indefinitely.
Right, you need action.
You want them to act. So the source gives great examples like, this week only, I'm offering a completely free LED light therapy session with any consultation booked.
Oh, nice.
Or to really hit that scarcity note, I only have 2 appointment slots left this month for my exclusive skin tightening treatment. Would you like one of them? These aren't just discounts. They're unique chances tied to acting fast, that now or never feeling.
Okay, so strategy set, territories mapped, offers are ready. Now you actually have to talk to people. Step 2, perfecting your pitch. The source stresses this isn't about selling, is it? It's more about solving a problem.
Exactly. It needs to be conversational, warm, engaging. Definitely not a hard sell.
But let's be real, knocking on a stranger's door is, well, it can. What's the best way, according to Dr. Masudi, to break that ice without immediately sounding like a salesperson?
Start with a compliment. It sounds simple, maybe even a bit old school, but it works because if it's genuine, it's disarming.
Okay, like what?
Something like, wow, your skin already looks fantastic. What's your secret? Or even something unrelated to beauty, like, I just have to say, I love the landscaping in your garden. It's gorgeous.
Ah, okay, so it shifts it immediately.
Right. It shifts the interaction from a potential transaction to just a human connection, finding common ground, showing genuine appreciation.
And after the compliment breaks the ice, how do you steer it towards the aesthetic treatments without got them talking, but you need to guide it?
That's where open-ended questions come in. They guide the conversation toward your service. Instead of asking, do you want Botox, which is just a yes/no.
Right, dead end.
You ask something like, how do you currently care for your skin? Or have you ever considered any treatments just to enhance your natural glow? The source really stresses avoiding those yes/no questions. Keep them talking, sharing their needs, their desires.
Makes sense. And then once they are talking, and maybe you understand what they're looking for, how do you really drive home the value, make them see the potential transformation?
You show, don't just tell. This is so crucial in aesthetics.
Visuals.
Yes, carry a tablet or maybe a really beautifully designed brochure with compelling before and after photos. Seeing real results helps clients immediately imagine their own transformation.
Right, it makes it tangible.
Exactly. It makes that abstract idea of glowing skin or fewer wrinkles real and aspirational. It answers that unspoken question, what's in it for me, before they even have to ask.
You know, this next point, step 3 about cross-selling, that really caught my eye. It feels like such a critical piece, but maybe one that gets overlooked, especially in this door-to-door context. Why is it so important for aesthetic practices?
It is. It's often called the secret weapon, and for good reason. The treatment itself, that's often just the beginning. And this is where, honestly, many practitioners leave significant value and client results on the table.
Okay.
The source makes a really powerful case for why cross-selling matters so much. First, the obvious one, it significantly boosts your revenue.
How much are we talking?
Dr. Masudi's material claims take-home products can increase your per-client value by an incredible 40 to 60%.
Wow, 40 to 60%. That's huge.
It's massive. But second, and just as important, it genuinely enhances the client's results. People love having products that extend the benefits of the treatments they just invested in. It helps maintain that glow, that look, long after they've left your chair.
And there's a third point, too, about loyalty, right?
Wow.
Which is key for long-term growth.
Absolutely key. Client retention. The source states that clients who consistently use your branded skincare products are actually 3 times more likely to book follow-up treatments.
3 times. Okay.
It builds that loyalty. It integrates your practice into their daily routine. It's about creating a whole solution, not just a one-off fix.
So the why is clear, but the when. When do you actually bring up these cross-selling opportunities? Timing seems like it would be crucial here. Can't just shove products at them.
No, definitely not. It's all about strategic timing. The source outlines a few key moments. For instance, during the treatment planning itself.
Beforehand.
Right. You might say something like, okay, so to really maximize your Botox results, I strongly recommend incorporating this specific serum afterwards. About 90% of my clients swear by it for prolonging the effect. See, it's presented as part of their best outcome.
That makes perfect sense, integrating it into the plan. What about after the treatment's done? Is there still a window?
Oh, absolutely. Post-treatment is another prime time. As you're wrapping up, maybe handing them aftercare instructions, you could say, here's your aftercare kit, and just so you know, this vitamin C serum in here will really help maintain that beautiful glow we just achieved.
Nice. Value add.
It's providing continued value, continued care, making sure their investment lasts.
And even later, like on follow-up visits. Still room.
Definitely. Check in. How's that eye cream working out for you? You know, many clients find pairing it with our gentle retinol gives even better results around the eyes. It opens the door based on their current routine, always framed as enhancing their journey.
This sounds incredibly effective, but maybe a little theoretical. Did the source give any real-world examples, like someone who actually did this well?
Yes. There's a great example of a Dr. Lisa C., an aesthetic practitioner. She managed to increase her average client value from $350
Okay.
all the way up to $890.
Whoa, from $350 to $890. 190. How does she manage that kind of jump?
She did it by creating comprehensive 3-month skincare regimens that were an integral part of her Exactly. Her clients were apparently thrilled because it gave them a clear, easy plan to maintain their results at home. And, well, her business just soared. It's a perfect illustration. Thoughtful cross-selling isn't just an upsell. It's adding real value, benefiting both the client and the practice by solidifying results and building that crucial loyalty.
That's a really powerful story. Okay, let's be realistic though. Knocking on doors, you're going to face objections. Step 4 is about handling those like a pro. I imagine stumble or get discouraged.
It absolutely is. And this is where that mindset shift is just crucial. Objections aren't rejections, not really. They're opportunities, chances to educate, to reassure.
Okay, opportunities, how?
You need to validate their concern first, always. Then offer a clear solution. And crucially, always leave the door open for follow-up. It's almost like mental martial arts redirecting that hesitant energy.
Okay, give me an example. What about the classic, I just don't have time? How do you handle that without sounding dismissive?
The expert response, according to the source, is something like, that's exactly why I bring the clinic experience directly to your home. Consultations usually take just 15 minutes, and we can schedule any treatments completely at your convenience.
Ah, you turn the objection into the reason why your service is perfect for them. Convenient.
Precisely. You pivot right into your unique selling proposition.
Okay, what about the big one in aesthetics? It's too expensive. That must come up constantly.
All the time. First, validate. I completely understand. Many of my clients felt that way initially.
Empathy first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then reframe. They actually realized these treatments end up saving money in the long run. They stop buying expensive creams that honestly don't deliver the same kind of results. You're shifting the perspective from cost to investment to long-term value.
Clever. And what if they just say, I need to think about it, which often feels like a polite no.
You acknowledge their need for space. Of course, take all the time you need, but then you add an incentive. I'll leave you with this special offer flyer. It's valid for the next 48 hours. Please feel free to reach out if any questions.
You respect their pace, but create a little urgency.
Exactly. It puts the ball gently back in their court, but gives them a reason to act relatively soon, rather than letting cold. It maintains the connection without being pushy at all.
These responses are really smart, very strategic. Okay, moving on to step 5, leveraging social proof and name dropping. This feels like a powerful psychological tool, doesn't it? People trust what others are doing, especially with something visible like beauty.
Absolutely. It creates this powerful ripple effect within a community. It builds that sense of established credibility almost instantly.
So what are the best tactics here? How do you do it gracefully without sounding like you're gossiping?
Well, tactics include mentioning neighbors or local clients, if appropriate, and you have permission implicitly or explicitly, like we discussed before. Mrs. DuPont down the street just booked my signature anti-aging package last week.
Makes it real, relatable.
Totally. It shows you're already integrated into their local network. You can also reference broader trends. Actually, this type of treatment is one of the most popular options for women in their 50s right now, according to recent...
Okay, so that positions your service as desirable, current.
Right. And all of this builds incredible credibility. If Mrs. DuPont is doing it, if it's a popular trend, it fosters trust and relevance almost subconsciously.
And it definitely taps into that FOMO, that fear of missing out. Nobody wants to be the last one to know about something great, especially if their neighbors are.
Precisely. That social validation is incredibly powerful.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Right. Finally, we arrive at step 6 and 7. Consistency, positivity, and actually closing the deal. Door to door, as we've said, it can be challenging. You will face rejection.
You will. But the key takeaway from the source here is that every single no genuinely brings you closer to a yes.
Yeah.
It's about maintaining the right mindset, building resilience.
So what are the key actions practitioners need to take to stay consistent, stay positive, even when doors are, metaphorically or literally closed?
First, visualize success. Before you even knock, take a moment. See yourself making a positive connection, genuinely helping someone. Second, learn from every interaction, what worked, what didn't. Treat each conversation as data.
Like refining your approach.
Exactly. And third, maybe the most important, do not take rejection personally. You are not trying to convince everyone. You're looking for the right match to the client who genuinely needs and wants what you offer.
Okay, so you've found someone interested, you've handled objections, built trust. How do you make sure you close the deal effectively?
Don't let the momentum fade. Be direct, but polite. Secure a commitment. The source suggests asking something very specific, like, okay, great, I actually have an opening at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Or would 10 a.m. on Thursday work better for you? It moves directly to scheduling, making it easy for them to say yes to a specific time.
And what if they're still a bit hesitant to book right there on the spot? What's the follow-up play?
Always leave a physical reminder. Hand them a professional branded flyer or maybe an exclusive offer card with all your contact details, something tangible.
So something to stick on the fridge.
Exactly. And most importantly, follow up. A quick call or a message within, say, 48 hours. In fact, just to keep the conversation fresh, top of mind. That consistent, gentle nudge can honestly make all the difference.